So first step is to rewrite the radical. So I would have x, and then I would have 1 plus x squared to the 1/2 power, integrating from 0 to 1 dx. Now, once I rewrite that radical, I see parentheses, so I think about u substitution. So my u is going to be 1 plus x squared. My du will then be 2x dx. All right, now using this u and du definition, we're going to substitute in. So I start with what u tells me. U tells me that all of this 1 plus x squared is going to become a u in the denominator and then raised to the 1/2 power. That leaves us to contend with x dx and 0 to 1. So we use our du definition. The du says that it's 2, so I need to multiply in by a 2 and then divide by a 2 to balance out the integral. And then we see that we have 2x dx. All of that 2x dx by definition becomes du. So in the numerator we will have du, and let me write that in with the right color, we'll have du over u to the 1/2. Now you need to be careful here because this bound up here of 0 and 1, that means that x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 0. So when I switch everything over to u, I'm going to have new bounds of u1 and u2. And then we still have the 1/2 in front. All right, now to integrate this, what I need to do is rewrite it so that this u to the 1/2 power is up in the numerator. So I would write this as u to the negative 1/2 du, and then u1 to u2, and then the 1/2. Now at that point, I am ready to integrate and use the power rule. So I would integrate using the power rule, and I would have u to the 1/2 power, flip the fraction, so that's 2 over 1. Now, of course, this 1/2 coefficient is going to come along for the ride. And then our bounds mean that we're going from u1 to u2. All right, so then I would notice that these 2's cancel out, and so I am looking at u to the 1/2 and then u1 to u2. All right, so now that I've integrated, I'm going to plug in my definition of x based off of u. So u was equal to 1 plus x squared. So I'm going to plug in 1 plus x squared to the 1/2 power. And that now that I'm back in terms of x, I'll plug in the bounds from 0 to 1. All right, so now using the fundamental theorem of calculus, we take the upper bound minus bracket the lower bound. So if I plug in the upper bound here, I'll have 1 plus 1 squared to the 1/2 minus, plug in the lower bound, again it's just one term so I don't need the big old bracket here, 1 plus 0 squared to the 1/2 power. And if it makes you feel more comfortable, you can put the bracket always. All right, so inside this parentheses you have 2 to the 1/2 power minus, inside this parenthesis you have 1 to the 1/2 power. So that is going to be the square root of 2 minus 1 to the 1/2 is just 1. So this evaluates to square root of 2 minus 1.